Good evening and welcome. You have got two of the girls this week. So I obviously decided to dress up and give Maxine my red lips.
Love them.
I wanted to flirt with her as we're just having a one-on-one this evening. I thought it was the perfect time to be making sure that I dressed myself up and looked the bee's knees for our gorgeous Maxine. How are you, my love?
And I painted my nails for you.
It's almost like we got the memo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Tonight
yeah, always
it's all
happens.
about flirting. It's all about flirting. We've got to flirt tonight. We just mourn our Don's loss today.
I know, missing us.
Just so everybody knows, it's actually Donna's birthday today. So happy birthday, Dons, if you watch this back. It's the 17th of March and we are recording this. As you guys know, we record the day before we release, purely for the fact that I'm a busy girl, as is Maxine and Donna. And until we can go live from Zoom straight into YouTube, which will be so much better, we will obviously be doing that when it happens. I need to chase them, actually. That note to self, chase Zoom tomorrow. So wishing Donna a very, very happy birthday. I'm a bit annoyed only one of the presents that I got her has turned up on time.
Oh, mine turned up. She messaged me to say she got it.
I was like, she's like, oh, thank you so much for your present. And I'm like, present?
Yeah. Where's the S?
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, so my card arrived and a present arrived. Hopefully, fingers crossed it'll get there. Anyway,
should have sent it from my post office. It would have got there.
Well, of course it would have done, darling. Of course it would have done. To be fair, I wonder if she would have got it by the time this gets released. Maybe.
Yeah, probably.
I basically ordered something for her, and I got it sent direct from the manufacturer because it would have
oh wow, yeah.
Aim to send it to me and then send it on, but I think she's going to like it when she gets it. I think.
Well, we'll know. She's bound to send a shout out.
Yeah, she liked the other present, which was a personalised journal. Actually, I bought.
Oh, nice.
Personalised journal with her initials and stuff on. So she deserves to be spoiled. She's a good one, that one. So
well, I got her a plaque with "I love you to the moon and back."
Oh, that's nice.
Because it's us, isn't it?
Yeah, it is us.
Gotta be the moon.
It is. Yeah. And Donna bought me a necklace once with a little heart on, and I'm sure it said "Love you to the moon and stars" because that's always what I talk, isn't it, to the little beans, but also to you girls. And everyone's getting a beautiful insight into us because a lot of people don't see that side. Although I'm very loving on my Instagram and I'm very loving on my YouTube, you know, it's literally I live in love the whole time. And what I love about it is when Donna met me, although she was a very loving, I could sense the love inside of her. She'd kind of like looked it away. And, empowering her to step into that, and yourself, Maxine, you know, Donna helped you, and then that was it. The catalyst was opened, wasn't it, when we all got together? So, you know, this isn't just for show. This is
that's why I always say you just have to find the right person. Yeah. And then you'll go on and go on and go on. Yeah. So obviously I met Donna. Through Donna I met you. Yeah. And then basically you reprogram me. Yeah. Pretty much. And what's so beautiful, I've been reading a book and I'm listening to an Audible, so I'm kind of like, I'm not sure which one it's come from, but in what I've been one or the other reading or listening to, it's actually been talking about like teachers, like teachers that teach us the way. And what was very interesting this morning when I was out running, because that's the only time I listen to audibles is when I'm running. Sometimes I listen to music, but I almost like to get downloads and stuff when I'm running, based on, because I always trust that I'm hearing information that is absolutely pertinent for the time. And this man that was reading this audible today basically said something along the lines of, there are many, many, many teachers around the world. There are many teachers that will tell you that, you know, you need to learn, you need to do this, you need to do that. There are very few that will tell you that it's about remembering. And that's me. Yeah. You know, like since the get-go. And I haven't really understood it, Maxine. I never really understood it, but it didn't feel right to me that we are learning. We go to school to learn, you know, to learn things that we don't know, but all I'm doing is unlocking wisdom. You know, you know how to love, but you got so scared and you've been hurt that you decided to shut that shit off. Yeah, so you literally switch off what you listen to as well. because once you start loving yourself first before anybody else, you hear everything sounds different.
Yeah.
What people say, how they say it, and then your reaction changes. And every time you react from a space of love, everything changes.
It really does.
Instead of, you know, because obviously I work in customer service, I get Dickhead Tuesday, but now I don't get them. Like today has been one of those, I'm sure somebody was filming it. It was like Idiot Day. But I just found it funny. Whereas before I go, oh, I've got to go home because that's 3 idiots I've had today. I don't. I start interacting with them to find out why they're acting like an idiot in that particular scenario. And by the time they leave, they're not an idiot anymore.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm still laughing.
Oh my God.
But before, you wouldn't have the patience for it.
No, I'm so proud of you because you've literally just stepped into teacher role, which is just amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Because we all need to be doing this. It doesn't matter if you're in the shop or walking down the street. Yeah. This is what we need to be here. And what I love is I always, wherever anybody engages with me, I always envisage that I'm on like a park bench with them, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And we're just sat and we're just having a chit chat.
Yeah, with nothing going on, no distractions. Yeah.
Because everything that surfaces during a chat, whether it's in your shop or whether it's on the phone or whatever, you can learn so much and you can actually help people remember literally by just envisaging that you're on a park bench with this person.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it, Maxine. Love it. So before we go any further, give us a post office update.
Well, we've had sex toys.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's talk about that.
This guy came in with a huge bag and said, really sorry, my printer's broke. I need to get all these sent today, first class. I said, yeah, not a problem. He said, I've got about 30. Now, I'm only a very small post office, so normally we wouldn't take that many because it's holding up a queue. You'd normally have to take them to a mains post office. So I said, no, do you know what? Bring them on. What are we sending? So I don't do the whole, for the purpose of safety, what are you sending? You know what I sent to you. I just say, you know, what you're sending. Any batteries? He said, there's no batteries in these. He said, they have to provide their own. So I sort of laughed and went, don't tell me. And he went, they're all sex toys. So I said, God, they're going to love this on my Girlie Giggles this week. So I've got all these parcels, right? But they're like all different shapes. So I said, I've got to ask, what's in that one? It's a bit small. Love eggs. And he was telling me all these things that were in. He said, since lockdown, he's gone from probably making 20 grand a year, because he's got a whole warehouse that does them, to like 40 grand in 6 months.
Wow.
And he says they're willing to pay whatever postage I tell them.
Wow.
So he charged them £4 for postage. It's £3.85. He said some people will pay 10 quid postage, which is like a special delivery to have it tracked.
Next day.
Yeah, want it next day. He said, and usually they order more than one, so they're buying them for their friends.
Yeah.
And this is like a lot of them were local to me because I have to type in the postcode and house number for him to get a proof of postage.
And like, oh, that's my neighbour.
And I'm going, oh, right, yeah, no, she's been single a while actually. How many has she got? 5 or 6. So yeah, and he said, honestly, it's a thriving business.
Well,
and then he said, after I'd finished doing a few, he said, have you got one? And I said, I'm not buying from you, love. I said, because you're going to bring it in here, aren't you? My boss is going to say, is that the sex toy bloke? And I'm going to walk out with it under my arm. So no, I'm not ordering from you.
Bring you in a freebie.
I bet that's what's going to happen. This is only Monday.
As soon as you started talking, I was like, this guy's going to give her a freebie, first and foremost. But secondly, the other thing that shot through me when you were talking is, imagine how many promiscuous women and men are now having to resort to other matters or other ways of pleasuring themselves. Because what I find so interesting, and because you've been around me a lot of people are still in the old vibration of sex. We never anticipated going in this direction today, so I love it. Thanks for that. It was divine timing, right? So, a lot of people are still in the old vibration of sex. They just need to come. That is the end of it, right? It doesn't matter. It's not about the pleasure. It's not about the passion. It's literally about getting your rocks off, for better words. And what we are stepping into, the consciousness that we are going into, it's not about that. It's not about literally just having an orgasm. It's about utilizing that orgasm and actually, helping create whatever it needs to be to create. You know, and I don't mean a child or, you know, what all the best. I'm talking about actually utilizing that. So, you know, you can actually use that sexual energy and put it into your business to create, you know, a really, really thriving business. Likewise, you can put it into your food or whatever. And people are probably sat there thinking, well, that's a bit weird. But if you remove the sex element of it, I'm talking about the energy that is created in the build up and during, obviously, ejaculation, etc. So I think it's great that we're talking about this, right? Because we are going to be talking about misinformation and stuff like that tonight. And we have been completely misinformed about sex.
Oh God, yeah.
We have been shown it's a dark, and well, we haven't been shown it's a dark entity. We have had it made out to us that it's normal to be promiscuous. It's normal to be, you know, not valuing it. Like it's just a thing that you do to get pleasure. It's not. It's the most sacred thing on the planet.
No, but it's like a Friday and Saturday night out. You're aiming for sex.
Yeah.
But that's just sex.
Yeah.
It's a 5-minute thing unless the bloke's drunk and you're going to be there an hour saying, look, your taxi's outside. But that's what it is, just sex, isn't it? I don't know your name, but your taxi's outside. Been here ages.
Jog on, mate.
Good old days. The good old days. And anybody on here who knows me will bloody remember me doing that.
Well,
But yeah, that's what it was. It's a case of Friday night going out, you would, you know, wear the thong and whatever else you need. Just let the dog go. Talking about sex, the dog doesn't like it.
The dog's like, so I'm out.
You would go out for that intention.
Yeah.
And I've done it with all my friends. You know, we'd lose each other in the night, and then you get a phone call the next morning on the landline, because obviously I'm that old. Oh, where did you go last night? Because, you know, I went and got a kebab and staggered home with my shoes in my hand. Met this guy. Didn't get in till 3 o'clock this morning. Right, so which was normal. You went to this guy's house or wherever, park bench, wherever it was, had sex, went home. Start again Saturday. Yeah. And that's how it was.
Yeah. And I'm going to be honest, there is so much promiscuous behaviour in the, I'm going to say in the age range from like 16 up to probably like 30s, but it goes past that. Let's be freaking honest about it. It goes way past that. But, you know, they've almost normalized it. If you think about the sexualization of music and you think about the sexualization of clothes, I mean, I went into, I can't remember, at one of the points during the lockdown, they had a couple of clothes shops open where I used to live. And there was like H&M and maybe New Look, something like that, or River Island for kids, because I needed to get the twins a few bits and pieces. And there was a Gap there as well, but Gap doesn't really come into this. And I was really shocked by all of the kids' clothing, bearing in mind my little sisters are 8, all of their clothing was like to here, like so show their midriff. And I'm like, hey, hang on a minute, like I'm not old fashioned, I am not prude, I am not any of that stuff. But the last thing that I would want is those girls walking around with their stomachs out because it's sexualizing children.
But at age 8, we're still playing, aren't we? We're still children, we're still out playing.
Yes.
So we want play clothes and then going out nice clothes.
Yeah.
We don't want a boob tube and hot pants, which is what they sell for kids, and they start age 5.
Bloody hell!
That's how disgusting it is. Yeah.
But this is the whole point, and I love it because all of this has just naturally led into exactly what we wanted to speak about tonight. You know, people believe that this is normal. Well, shops wouldn't sell it if it wasn't normal, guys. It's not normal.
No,
it's not normal for a 5-year-old to be walking around with her midriff out. It's not normal.
And like, the tightest shorts ever.
Yeah. It's normal for kids to like use mummy's makeup and want.
Oh yeah, that's playing, isn't it?
But not to go out and look as if they're like 15, 16, because you are basically sexualizing your child. And I don't mean to be funny right now at the moment, like I haven't been able to do my whole humanity mission yet. Like I haven't stamped out sexual exploitation. I haven't stamped out trafficking and child abuse and paedophilia. I haven't been able to do it yet. I will do this lifetime, as anybody knows that knows me. I am on that mission, particularly with the Little Beams on Telegram. If you're not in the group, please do join us. You know, that is my mission this lifetime. However, right now, we are basically sexualizing our children through the choice of clothing and the choices that we are making on behalf of them. And I feel it's a subject that we really need to talk about.
Definitely. Because I didn't realise how horrific it was until I think it was New Look I saw it in. I was walking past, and obviously I looked in the window. I was waiting for Sophie to get something from the jewellers. And I looked in the window, and there was obviously mum and dad, as they put it, and then the little girl. And she'd got these really, really short shorts and a crop top. Now, it was really warm weather. So parents would say, oh, go on, then you can have it because it's hot.
Yeah.
Right. If it's hot, just a T-shirt or a vest.
Yeah.
But not the hot pants. The hot pants were the tightest thing. I mean, the model, if she'd have been alive, she wouldn't have been breathing.
Yeah.
But it was how low as well. They weren't even shorts up to here. They were low shorts.
Yeah. And this is
so wrong.
This is the thing, you know, we need to be recognizing right now that there are some sick people in the planet. You know, we're looking to get rid of them. Yes, we're looking to remove all of the darkness, but this is going to take time. And, you know, quite frankly, we need to be, as mums, as sisters, as daughters, as whatever, we need to be stepping up and saying, no, like, this isn't okay with us.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, every time we buy that stuff, we're essentially saying to these people, oh yeah, that's okay. And then
more will come in.
Yeah, what comes next?
You
know, and
it will get worse.
Exactly. And we've seen, look at like Britney Spears. I always use her as a great example because everyone used to tell me I used to look like her when I was younger. Really interesting because I don't see it myself. But people used to say to me, Coy, you two, you like look really similar. Now, she went from being like the Virgin Mary, didn't she? Overnight, she turned into a sex siren, sex vixen. And, you know, let's just look at what has happened to her. Now, I know that poor woman has been mind controlled. Like, I know that, but like factually, I know that. You know, we've witnessed her have the breakdowns. We've witnessed her go through all of this stuff. However, and maybe your child hasn't been through that, but essentially we are taking the programming that has been, you know, given from the powers that be down to the shops, because remember, all of the key, you know, supermarkets and stuff like that, they're driven by the same people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, they are guided by the same people, and we need to be saying no. And the way that we say no is we stop buying this stuff.
Yeah, we have to stop buying it because they won't put it there. They will not display it in their window. Exactly. It won't be there. And we can go back to the time when our child can be that innocent and play and live life how it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
Not having to dress up like that because the girl next door, her mum's bought it for her.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's just wrong. Completely wrong.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Max. And the other thing that I would just like to say on this as well is, you know, just because it hasn't happened to you doesn't mean it's not going to happen to you. All that needs to happen is your child to be seen walking through somewhere. Maybe they're not with you or whatever. They could be grabbed, they could be taken, they could be photographed, and against your will. You know, you do not know what predators are around at any given point. And I just feel that we need to raise the consciousness. And I know that this is a pretty serious conversation and a serious subject that we're talking about here, but I feel that we need to do it.
Well, the thing is as well, we now have a hell of a lot more CCTV than we had before.
Yeah.
I don't know who's watching that.
No, exactly.
They hire these people. Let's check the CCTV.
Yeah.
I don't know who he is. He could have just signed up to be a policeman. They don't know what his previous life was like.
No.
He could be downloading all those images of your little kid walking through with those shorts on.
Exactly.
I mean, he could be, obviously, he's just taking pictures of the child, whatever they're wearing, because they are absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is why I feel that you're going to love my meditation tonight, by the way, because
I can't wait.
Everything we're talking about is in my meditation. It's very interesting. It's really interesting what they channeled me for tonight. So this is the reason I love lockdown. Like, I love lockdown, and I've loved this experience because we have had time to educate ourselves, to recognize quite how serious this stuff is. You know, so many people have woken up since March last year. In the last 12 months, so many of the humans on the planet have woken up. And I am so proud of each and every one of you. If you are one of those people that awoke since last March, I see you, I feel you, I honor you, and I love you so much. Thank you for coming with us on this.
And keep going.
Yes.
Keep going, because it's going to get better.
Absolutely. And we're close.
Yeah, very.
We are really, really close now. Like we're starting to come out the other side of things. Okay, it might not seem like that for most people right now, but trust me, we are so freaking close to being there. Like in the next days, we will have some news. Like I feel 20th, 21st is going to be huge, like huge.
I've still got 24th.
And I still maintain the 28th.
Yeah, I've still got 28th down. I've still got 24 keeps coming up.
Yeah.
24, 24, 24. Yeah. So it might not necessarily be the 24th. Yeah. It might be we're getting Amber Alert that in 24 hours, but it's definitely a 24.
Yeah.
So yes, it's all, you can tell it's all happening.
Yeah.
You can feel it happening.
Yeah. Yeah, I can. From a cellular level, I'm just getting updates and upgrades constantly. And I'm like, whoa. And this meditation that I channeled for tonight is profound, because I've never, ever, ever done a meditation like that. Well, I don't feel I did. And when I channeled it, I actually had to lie down afterwards, because I was like, whoa, that was intense.
So that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be powerful. It's going to be really, really powerful this evening. And just whilst we're talking about meditation, because I know everybody loves my meditations, I'm really excited to say that on the 27th of March, myself and Stephanie Long are going to be doing a joint meditation. Now, Stephanie is just amazing. Her energy is freaking awesome. She's one of the girls in America in Empress Evolution, which is the divine feminine. I was about to say, where have you gone?
Yeah. The moon's just appeared.
Damn you, going down, sunshine. Damn you, come back.
Do you know what time it is?
Yes. Maintain the light, madam, please.
I'm so used to sitting in the dark, I forget you can't see me.
So yeah, Stephanie Long and I, on the 27th of March, we are going to be doing a global meditation for the divine feminine. And it's going to be on a Zoom call. We can have 500 people. We're also going to stream it to Instagram and YouTube. So that's going to be a huge one. And then on the 4th of April, we are doing the same, but for the children.
Oh, brilliant.
Yes. So we're basically doing 2 weekends on the bounce. The first one is to ignite the divine feminine. Doesn't mean that men can't come. Men can come along. Of course, you can come along. Not a problem at all. You have divine feminine energy in you, just FYI. And then obviously...
Well, if you need a clue, Mr. T has complete divine feminine.
And then, like I say, we're going to do this one for the children, for Little Beams, on the 4th of April, which is amazing because it's my granddad's birthday and it's Easter. So it's all about rebirth. It's all about resurrection. It's just amazing how everything is working out, because a couple of people told me to do the first one this Saturday, and I was like, no, it's not right. It's just not right to do it. It's just not right to do it this Saturday. It's got to be those 2 weeks. And literally my guide said to me this morning, 27th and 4th. I was like, yeah, I get it. And it's interesting because I messaged Stephanie and I was like, babe, we need to just do the 27th and 4th. And she's like, wow, that's so interesting. I've been feeling the 20th we shouldn't do either. And I'm like, cool. So in alignment, you know, we're all coming online together. So for any of you out there that do love my meditations, pop those dates in the diary. There will be a flyer coming out soon. Bless Stephanie, she's creating it for us. And then we will share it. I will share the Zoom details on Empress Evolution and Lucy Davis 2222. And I've just found on YouTube, there's a community section. So check there, because I'm going to put it there as well.
Oh, I'll have to look at that.
You.
Yeah.
Who freaking you, Maxine? Who freaking you? So we can start doing some stuff during the week in the community section for Girlie Giggles.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think that's really exciting. So
I think we need to get as much out as possible in the next 2 weeks. Anything we can get out in the next 2 weeks, we need to get it out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel we've got a huge
it's massive. Yeah. I've had it all week since Sunday, since obviously George Michael came through on Sunday.
Yeah.
Which and then since then other little things just keep coming, because normally I get these visitors, as I like to call them, who sit on the end of my bed and have a chat with me. But I hadn't had any all last week. I was cleaning, thinking, you know, they normally come to me when I'm cleaning. Nothing. And I went, so everybody's just bloody left me then. So on Sunday, I decided to start the decorating. And there he was. So I had a little chat with him. So they're all starting to come back now.
Yeah.
And they keep saying 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, I'll validate that as well. I am literally, like I said, 28th of March. Now, I told you the 28th of March last year, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And do you remember last year I said Easter?
Yes, Easter straight away. Yeah.
We're in for
because you actually laughed about that the other week when you said, well, I said Easter last year, but I got that wrong. And I'm going, oh, I don't think you did. No, you didn't get it right at all.
But isn't it interesting that Easter this year, Easter Sunday, is falling on my granddad's birthday, who is the catalyst for this mission. Literally, he is the one that awoken me back in 2013. He reminded me. He gave me the gold that reminded me that actually, oh my God, I'm here for a mission. I'm here for a purpose. I'm here, like on his deathbed, he was channeling all of this information, and it was just absolutely amazing. Easter is falling on his birthday.
Yeah. Couldn't write this stuff, could you?
Couldn't make
I
it.
could, because I write it. I have so many pens and so many books. But somebody actually said to me the other day, why do you write everything down? And I said, because I don't hear what everybody else hears. So I write down what I hear. And then when you started, I mean, I'm going back like 3 or 4 years that I started writing things that you said. And it was when we were working together and I'd write down your training.
Yes.
Because for some reason, when you were speaking it, I couldn't get it. So I thought, if I write it down and then I'll read it back.
Yeah.
And the reason I then started writing was I knew Facebook was going to take some of your stuff down. So I had to get down as much as I could. And I said, why don't you just save it? Because whatever's saved with her name attached will be gone.
Yeah.
And it's true, it all got wiped out. But luckily I'd saved some things, but I've got a lot of it written down. The most important ones are written down, like the 31st of March, everything you said that night is written down. You know, the really big one where we were all sobbing.
Yeah.
And there was like, I don't know, 300 people jumped onto that one, I think. Was it 298? It's 298 people in the end. So everything is written down. So I still do it. So like when you send me videos, I write down what they're saying. So the whole CPAC, I've got that word for word.
Yeah.
So I just press pause, carry on writing. And now it's, you know, now I'm typing it up. But I knew technology would go down.
Yeah.
So I needed to have it on paper.
Yeah.
And also Princess Diana said she'd written everything down, not put it on a computer. So that's stuck in my head as well.
Yeah. And it's interesting actually, all the stuff with Princess Diana and Harry has been coming up a lot again recently, hasn't it? And that excuse me, that was back when I'm glad I didn't burp out loud. That would have been embarrassing, wouldn't it?
Red lipstick, come on.
Oh, she's a foxy one, that one.
Isn't she?
I can't wait to introduce her to my mum.
More tea, Vicar.
You may as well know I'm a burper.
Yes, she does burp.
I'm a burper. I'm just going to let you guys know I'm a burper and I'm proud of it. Better out than in, that's what I say. You don't want to be flying off like a little balloon, do you? So what I was just saying is, obviously when Princess Diana and Harry were really surfacing for me personally, it was around the time that I was downloading all of this stuff about the children, which obviously has all come to light now, which was profound because none of us knew any of this stuff was going to happen at that point. That was back in 2018.
Yeah.
You know,
but it was already, what we didn't know was it had already started before.
Well,
we just weren't aware.
What's interesting, this is what I find fascinating. So 2013, 2014, most twin flames that are alive at the same time on their planet started to wake up. Fascinating. In 2017, most of those people, most of the light workers and starseeds started to come online, like something's happening here. But of course, none of us could connect the dots because we weren't talking to each other.
Yeah.
And it's only in 2020, you know, I mean, I obviously started my group in 2017 on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah, would have been 2017. That's when I met you.
I called it intuitive living or something like that, living intuitively or something initially. And then I changed it into Self-Love Club with Lucy Davis. And I started that group and I'll never forget, I spoke to my business coach and I said to him, I'm going to do this. And he went, you're freaking crazy, Lucy. Like, this is just something that you've only just started doing. And I was like, little do you know, mate. And look at what it's created. It's literally, and I know I started that in 2017. And I know that was a really pivotal time because that's when the Q movement was actually coming online as well.
Yeah.
But of course, none of us knew at that point.
No, and I think even if we'd have seen it, it wouldn't have meant anything to us then.
Connected the dots at all.
But as we've grown bigger and bigger, and people are bringing all bits and pieces to us.
Yes.
Obviously, we've done our own research. We don't just go, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But because, and I mean, the amount of people now that are waking up.
Oh,
I mean, it's taken a lockdown for a lot of people. And then the people who were awake before didn't dare say anything.
Yeah.
And we're still questioning it.
I did speak, but not as freely as I did.
You know? No, we had to hold you back.
Well, I was always doing it in my private group, wasn't I?
Yeah.
I was really open and honest in my private group.
Oh yeah, that was
personal stuff. I was like,
Yeah. That's where I started to think, do you know what? This makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Because obviously I've been silenced for years.
Yeah.
You know, so when you say to me, what's your purpose? You think, well, I haven't got one, because I've been shut down for so long.
Yeah.
And then now all these people that are waking up. But yeah, lockdown helped a lot of people.
Yes.
Because they were looking at things, and now we're sharing a lot more.
Yeah.
But the amount of people that have joined us now is off the scale.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are still in the background. They're still questioning it. But I see now mainstream media are starting to get a bit of a hit. So did I send you the one with Patsy Palmer this morning?
No.
Hilarious. She went on Good Morning Britain. Obviously, Piers left last week. And it was his sidekick, Susanna Reid. And I think his name's Ben something or other. And they said the great Patsy Palmer's coming on. And underneath, they always put a title, and they put addict to health guru or something like that. So she comes on with a dog. She was really miserable. But I didn't see it. Somebody sent it to me after. And she's holding her dog, and they went, oh, hi, Patsy. Oh, and you've got your dog. And they said, did you move to America to get away from people calling you Ricky? And she went, that was one of the reasons. And I thought, well, that's, you're being interviewed. You don't look very happy. And then they said, oh, is there many more? And she went, yeah, and I'm not happy about this. And I think I'm actually just going to switch this off. I'm going to do a Piers and switch off. And they went, oh, sorry. And she went, because you put there addict. She said, that's in my past, that's years ago. And I spoke freely about that then. Why are you putting that now? Why are you introducing me as that? And then she switched it off. Oh, I thought, yes.
Wow.
So I'll send it to you, because somebody sent me the clip, because obviously I haven't got the news on.
Yeah, I don't watch anything.
It's absolutely brilliant that she actually did that.
That's amazing.
And she literally just closed the laptop. She was gone. And they just sat there like a pair of twats, which I'm chuffed to bits about, because I don't like what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's but the thing is and again, this is something that I really wanted to touch on this evening. Disclosure has started.
Yeah, definitely
disclosure has started. It might not be in the way that you were anticipating. So for example, this article that surfaced yesterday again about Tom Hanks.
That was funny when I got that. I had to send it to you.
Right? But it was dated last year.
13th of March 2020.
Yeah, it was dated last year, saying that he had died. Now,
so I was trying to explain that to somebody today, because they said, well, maybe they've got the wrong date. I said, they don't get dates wrong. I said, it was planned for him to disappear last year. So they'd already written the article.
Yeah.
Maybe it didn't get out in mainstream media because somebody stopped it, but it was ready to go.
Yeah.
But he'd only just announced that he tested positive. He wasn't ill with it, he tested positive. And then he went back to America on the 19th. And then he did that weird video later on where he got a barcode on the top of his door.
Right? There was a weirdness around that.
But these little things are now slipping out that paper was ready to go to press.
Yeah. And
they stopped it
for a reason. And this is what I'm saying, right? Just because you don't like it, oh, well, that's dated last year, it's got to be fair.
Or don't understand it, yeah.
Please recognise there is truth coming out of behind of everything right now.
But it's going to have to be filtered. It's not going to go.
The Prince Philip coming out of hospital looking like bloody Dracula or whatever, like there is reasons behind everything that is coming out right now.
I mean, who would give a 99-year-old bloke a heart operation? Right. He ain't going to survive that, is he?
No.
I'm putting him in 3 public hospitals when we've got a pandemic and we're overrun.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you see, people are just looking at, because they've concentrated on, oh, well, the paper says this and it said on the news this morning. It's very hard then for you to look at it from our point of view.
Exactly.
Because we've worked our way through this. We can see the other side of it. Exactly. They're looking at that and going, well, that doesn't make sense, but not going any further with it. oh, well, I believe them.
Yeah.
You can believe that. We're not saying you've got to believe us, we're right. But what we're doing is letting you have this bits of information. So you go, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
That can't be right.
Yeah.
So that it's not such a massive shock when this does come out, because it's going to be big.
Exactly. And what's quite fascinating is I don't share anything like that on my Instagram anymore, because I obviously got booted off of Facebook. So I literally just use my Instagram account to do lives and to share a few quotes and, you know, whatever. And a beautiful picture of my mummy last Sunday for Mother's Day.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, bless her. So, but other than that, I just talk stuff, because I just think that it's going to probably create more impact first and foremost, but secondly, they're not looking at the words and everything that I'm using as much. But I had to share that yesterday, because it's time for those people, and I know I've got loads of them that stalk my Instagram, and I know that they're doing it to annoy themselves, you know, rather than going, maybe there's some truth here, I'll go and research that. They're literally going through it to annoy themselves, because that's what people do. But
also because they probably haven't got anyone else to argue with, because they're in lockdown.
Yeah.
So they're going to argue with the screen.
Yeah.
Because they can't physically talk to somebody.
Exactly.
Because I do get that quite a lot. I've seen that with a lot of people who are locked down at the minute.
Yeah.
When they come in, they're snapping at me, but I turn the conversation around. But it's because they've obviously been arguing with their own head at home.
Yeah.
They need someone physical. Yeah.
They need a vent for it.
Yeah. But obviously, because I'm prepared for it, I can deal with it.
Good. I'm proud of you.
My boss can't. He has to go out.
Like, go away. So I'm proud.
Yeah, well, that's what my boss does. And I have to go, either get in the back or go home, and I'll just stay another hour, because you're not in the right frame of mind for my people.
Oh my God, mate, you're weight in gold with him, aren't you? So let's talk about some of the other stuff that's being spread at the moment, because there's a lot of misinformation out there at the moment. I'm seeing oodles and oodles and oodles of issues off the back of the Maxine.
Yeah.
You know, I'm seeing so many. I'm being sent stories from people that I know personally, literally saying, my auntie's had this, my mum's had this, my dad's had this, and the side effects that they have been experiencing. And, you know, there's a lot of misinformation out there. A lady I've got to keep her name out of this, she messaged me this morning, and she said, she basically works for Saga Holidays. And she basically said that despite, you know, the government saying that we don't need these passports and stuff like that, certain ship companies have decided that they are going to mandate the Maxine. Now, so again, they're fearing the elderly into having this vaccine. Shit, just said the V word. I was doing so well. Oh, well.
Sort of jab.
Yeah.
Because that's how serious it is. In the entire history of medicine, we have never referred to anything like that as a jab in the arm.
No.
Ever. That's how stupid they are. And they think we're stupid with it. Yeah. If it was that serious, you wouldn't just say jab in the arm.
No.
But yes.
But there is a huge amount of manipulation taking place. We're witnessing it with the children. We're witnessing it with the elderly. You know, and I've said it all the way along. There will be another lockdown, and it will be to, you know, jab the children. You know,
yeah, that's coming. That's coming now. That's what they're talking about.
Yeah, you're
not in my life.
Right.
Not in my lifetime.
I mean, the girls will get pulled out of school straight
up.
Yeah.
But I don't see it. I just don't see it. I don't see it actually happening.
No, I don't either. I'll be honest.
I see the same as you. Literally, this is going to disappear as quick as it came.
Yes,
because something else is going to happen.
My guides reminded me today that there is going to be 24. Do you remember I told you there's going to be 24 sites around the world that have an issue at the same time? That is what's going to lock the world down, and then literally the Rona will disappear. Yeah. Literally, as quick as it arrived, it will disappear.
Yeah, I've got exactly the same. It's exactly what I'm being shown. That something else will happen and it'll be gone.
Yeah.
But it has to be something literal. We have to be able to see it for the people who are sleeping.
I've been told what it is. I'm just not prepared to say on here because it might offend some people. I think I might have told you previously anyway. So you know. And please, guys, as you're watching this, please don't get triggered by that. I just don't want to put people in unnecessary fear. We have enough of that going on. It's all going to be smoke and mirrors. None of it's going to be true. But that's where I was getting the 24 from, if you remember rightly, a while back. So yeah,
I'm going to start publishing little snippets of this now. You know, I've decided. Because I've got so much information that I've started typing up, and I thought, yeah, I can pop that on. I can pop that on because there's nothing major in it.
Yeah.
But as MSN is now starting to come out, I'm going to start dropping things. Yeah. So I put a few things on Instagram this morning, which automatically connects to Facebook, even though I keep deleting it. If I try not to put it to Facebook, it deletes my Instagram and says, someone's tried to infiltrate your Instagram account.
Interesting.
So I'm getting messages from people from Facebook, and I don't go on Facebook apart from to follow Donna if she's doing a live. You know, messages this morning. Now I've had from the Tom Hanks one, I've only had one message where she didn't understand, and I just said, just scroll past, my love, and go on to something else. And she went, I'll leave it. I'll come back to the next one because I do like your stories. I must have had 70 people like it. Never have 70, not on Facebook. I don't think we've even got 70 friends left. But loads of messages saying, do you know, I knew it. I knew I should have carried on listening to you. I'm so glad I've been following you. And I thought, that's how woke they are, because before people would have gone, oh, what the hell is she talking about now?
Yeah. Well, there's been such a huge shift. And as you know, we're literally embodying the shift in consciousness right now. We literally, over the last few days, our amazing planet has been shifting consciousness on our behalf. You know, we'll get the ripple effects, like I keep saying, in May or June-ish. But it's happening right now. I don't know about you. Yesterday I was floored. There's been times today where I've been like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, see, I was like that on Monday afternoon.
Oh right, interesting.
I was bouncing around, everything was wonderful. I got home and nothing changed, you know, I'm pottering around doing stuff, and I suddenly went, you know what, I've got to lay down. Everything. It was like I was tingling everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was like saying, you've got to go and lay down. I had to lay down, which obviously gets worse because then I get channeled loads of stuff and I'm thinking, oh God, just give me 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I just need to get out of this.
Yeah.
And it was because people were attacking me and I was getting channeled so much stuff and I couldn't handle that.
Yeah.
Like you'd be able to deal with it because you could separate it.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. So I had to lay down.
Yeah. The thing is though, Max, is we're also getting activations and DNA upgrades right at the moment. So if you need to lie down, freaking lie down.
Yeah.
You know, don't fight it. A lot of people out there are fighting it. Oh, this is happening, that's happening. Just lie down.
Yeah. That's all you need to do. Yeah. But I just want people not to panic.
Yeah.
Because the news is going to get worse, because that's what they want to do. Because we're winning the battle, they've got to up the ante.
So I feel right now, whatever they're talking about. So let's talk about this young lady that sadly was killed apparently by that police officer. Let's talk about that really briefly, and then we should probably wrap up there, because there will be some truth to what is being spoken, but it's normally flip reversed, if that makes sense. My experience with the mainstream media, and I'll be honest, I don't look at the news, I don't read the newspapers, I rely on people sending me stuff. I literally don't look at it myself. If I do, it will be Bojo is doing an announcement and I'm like, right, I'm going to read into him, I'm going to feel his energetics, and like that's because that's just what I do for a living. So of course, I stare at him and I can see exactly where. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So, but with the mainstream media, they are spreading misinformation because it's normally turned on its head. So if they said Maxine had done something, it probably would be the flip reverse of whatever they were saying. You know, I think that's a fair assumption right now, but people are waking up to it. You know, look at the recent South Park issue that they put out there. Like, they were literally telling everybody what is going on, but in the articles written about it, they were basically saying, oh, we're taking the mickey out of the movement. When actually in reality, what they've done is they've just shown everything. Yeah. You know, exactly. So I just want people to really, really understand that this is truly happening right now. Like, there is so much misinformation being spread. Like, I feel Saturday and the protests that are coming, they're actually going to be really, really powerful. They are attempting to talk people out of it. They're attempting to cause disruption and all the rest of it. But quite frankly, I feel yes, there's some neurology issues, and yes, there's some stuff in the past, and quite interestingly, the plague was linked to the 20th of March, 1364. I can't remember the year. But do you remember when I stepped through that past life at the beginning of lockdown last March, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was the person that delivered all the news on the plague?
Yes.
You remember? Yeah. And I was like, well, there's no surprise there, is there? Because it was about a year ago that I was channeling that. Do you remember? Yeah, it was. I was following the virus through somebody's veins. Yeah. Just freaking, honestly, my life is cray-cray.
Yeah. Why do you think I write it down?
Yeah, I know, it's bestseller. Yeah. Absolutely.
Honestly, it will be, because there's so much to go in it. And then I've obviously got other things to go in it from knowing you.
Yeah.
That people obviously won't know, will never have heard, but are quite funny.
Yeah. Maxine, will you play yourself in the movie?
Oh, yeah. I don't know anybody that could play me. If we can find another me, please introduce yourself. Please come and let me know.
Please stand up. Comment below if you are the new Maxine.
Yes, please stand up. If you're on my wavelength, love, let's have a meeting. Because who's going to play you then?
Oh, I don't know. So I always thought the girl from the Hunger Games would play me, interestingly enough. But obviously...
No.
But isn't it interesting, out of all of the actresses out there, that is the one that when I was talking about doing this movie in 2017, I was like, oh yeah, she's going to play me. But it's because of her role in the Hunger Games.
But you see, I'd never heard of the Hunger Games until you mentioned it. I'd never even heard of it. Never heard of it. Didn't know what the hell you were talking about. So I had to Google it. And while we're on the subject of Google, I really have to say this. So the Queen, we talk about the Queen quite a lot.
Yes.
Last year I Googled the Queen for some reason. I think it was something Sophie wanted a picture, and they were all very serene, There was the odd one of her smiling, but she always looked in her two pieces with her matching handbag and a hat. So I Googled it the other day just to see if Google had changed anything. Well, blow me down with a feather. Who the hell is that woman? Because it's not the Queen. It can't possibly be. So there's one of her in a white dress with her hands in her pockets doing that. Come check me out. Would the Queen ever do that? No. They have changed all of her pictures.
Because we know why.
Well, we know she's gone, but they're preparing for it.
Yeah.
But because they've obviously, the actress that's playing her is a lot younger.
Yeah.
You can tell anyway. Yeah. So they've actually put her in these pictures.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not her legs.
No.
She's an old woman. She's 95 soon.
Yeah.
But it's the fact they've changed all the pictures. And she's grinning like a Cheshire cat with new teeth. In fact, I don't think the teeth fit, but that's another thing. But I just thought, and honestly, I just went to have a look, and I think I sent you a picture of her.
Well, I think
if I didn't, I'll send it you. It's hilarious.
I feel they're having a bit of a laugh now. I feel that the people that are, behind the scenes doing all this stuff, I feel they're having a bit of a laugh now.
Yeah, they've got to be.
Because
Queenie would never do that.
I literally can't look at Biden without seeing Jim Carrey. Like, literally, I cannot. I just look at him and I'm like, mate, like, just stop, will you? Just stop. Just rip your mask.
Did you see him today? He put his hand through the microphone.
Yes.
He was being interviewed and his hand went straight through it.
Yeah, and people think that we're
making it up, yeah.
Because, like can't possibly comprehend that masks are being used, CGI is being used. Like, get a grip, people. Go out and do your research.
Well, it was like Harry and Meghan and Oprah Winfrey. I mean, Oprah Winfrey was dressed in rags. Since when would she wear those boots in the middle of a heat wave?
And I don't mean to be funny, but aren't they now getting divorced?
Supposedly, yeah. That was the latest intel. It's not in mainstream media yet.
At what point are people not quite grasping?
Well, there's a picture that's just come out of she's with Harry and she's got a long red dress and a coat over, and the belly is falling out. The prosthetic has actually fallen out. Yeah. And that's there, but that's not in mainstream yet. It will come out. When it all comes out, it'll be hilarious. But yeah, obviously I get these things sent to me.
Last time she was pregnant, her bump fell out, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, yeah. So that's twice now. And have you noticed her freckles have gone?
Yes.
Yeah, they've tightened the mask. Because obviously they've had to get rid of the freckles. But her neck didn't match her face. Her neck was far too wide. She's got a slender neck. If you go back and watch it, and then Harry, I don't know whose body he'd borrowed on there, but that definitely wasn't him. But he was sat with his legs crossed and his trouser leg was to his knees, right? So he's got a ginger head and there's no ginger hairs on his leg. Now, he has shown his ginger hairs on his leg so many times. That's why I went, oh, God, they could have got better legs for the poor lad. So, you know, but people watched that and felt sorry for Megan.
Yeah.
Who isn't real.
No. And this is what is so fascinating is you're literally being shown it. It's about opening your eyes and actually seeing military helicopter above.
Yeah. Are you right near a base?
There. So no. Here we've got a Ministry of Defence training ground.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah. No
base. The closest base is Aldershot, which is probably, I don't know, 20 minutes drive from me, and the other one would be Borden, which again is about 20-30 minutes away.
Right, yeah. So
like there's no reason that it's
no. They're coming to get you.
I'm gonna have to go because I've got 2 minutes.
Just wave your sex toys at them going here. Amber light on the end, I'm over here. It's Friday.
Oh, well, Maxine, it's my absolute pleasure to be back with you again, darling. Honestly.
And you, my love.
It's lovely to be able to speak so openly. I'm actually going to share a video that I think everybody's going to feel really find quite useful about, you know, your loved ones making the wrong choices in your opinions. Basically,
yeah, it's a good, really good video. That is.
It's a really good video, and I think it's going to be really, really useful. So, lots of love to you all. Thanks very much. We'll see you next week. Take care.